In better sit in 2 rows also here itself.
So the ones who sit there will first talk and then we will talk.
Because you are important.
Here.
No, what he has suggested is you can join this also.
This is you met Alagu, right?
Can you want one more to join?
Only one.
I want to join. I tell them not to join.
This is Prema.
Only one has joined and
See, nobody else here should join through Zoom, through their phone. Only one can, one I have taken.
It's echoing, Suresh.
Let me get a former thing that I'll get told.
Others have joined outside. All the others are outside. He has to do that. Letting in people, avardha panna.
For Suresh's effort, give him a clap. Thank you so much.
This is Lakshmi, who I was just telling you. Okay. I'm going to read 2 poems.
Devika, put yourself on mute.
Lakshmi,
Put yourself on mute.
Samandi and friend of 35 years, we're together at Singapore for the meeting. I was just telling her about your amazing skills from Madras players.
Devika, time to change the subject.
All
Are you in Singapore?
Only one here.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Are you in Singapore or Sing Sing, Devika?
No, I'm very much in Singapore. This is better, no? Why is it not showing both of us? Fine. This is good.
You want me to talk and see if there's echo? How's that? Any echo?
Both of us.
Yes, Suresh, there is.
Good enough.
But
Good
it's
enough.
good. It's no problem. No problem with the echo. Slight echo, no problem.
No problem. Luckily, till now.
Fingers crossed.
Okay.
Yours is echoing.
How does the audio work now?
Audio sounds good.
The problem in this room is you are hearing me directly as well as through that.
No, I can hear you from there.
So that is a problem.
So you can switch off, Suresh.
Only one. We can switch off then if we want our... See, you have to go and talk from there or talk into my phone. Or we'll have to take one laptop around. This is easier, I think. How come only 4 outsiders have joined? We are more here than Zoom. See,
Suresh, where is Purva? Purva is supposed to be.
see, the problem is
Purva, come here. The two chiefs. Oh, you are keeping the book club alive.
I think this is the way we have to pass this around.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so yeah.
You want to see all of us have to switch off. Then
Not particularly.
okay.
Why don't we hear the views of the people who are there first, and then the rest of us who are on Zoom can speak.
Hello. Hello.
Much better.
Hi, Chandra.
Hi, hi,
Hi, Chandra.
hi.
Hello.
Oh, they're all there. I can't see them properly. Oh, I can see them all in the room.
The Latika has come.
So one by one, we are joining.
Sorry, guys, I'm actually outside. So enthusiasm to join the group.
Huh?
Just unmute it.
Hello.
We can hear you, Suresh.
Good enough. Or else there'll be double.
Oh, good.
So we can start.
Yeah, when you start.
So shall we start? Okay. Welcome to the first hybrid meeting. We are able to hear clearly or too much confusion? So something is working. How much we don't know. How to improve it, we have to see. Let's go for it. Okay? Okay. Now, how do we take this further in future months? Is this method good enough? Till we find something better, of course. So shall we continue this system every month for the time being?
Yes, let's see how this meeting goes. Then we'll all take a call based on that.
Yeah,
Yeah, physical is much better.
very nice. Very nice.
A few more minutes to see how the meeting works, and then we'll make a decision. It's the start of the meeting, so I mean, yeah, it's too early to decide.
Too early to really decide. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. Because here physically we have no issues. It's like a regular meeting. Everything is happening properly. We want to see if the people joining from outside in Zoom are able to participate sufficiently. Once that happens, I think that's good enough. Though maybe you won't be able to see all of us at a time like we do in a full Zoom meeting. That's the only thing. So let us start. The people here physically here will start first, and then let us see where it goes. Okay.
Suresh, if you don't mind, after 1 or 2, can I talk because I'm outside and
I should cut off. I should cut off and we have our meeting. Then they won't hear.
It's the echo.
Suresh, can you hear us? Suresh,
Yeah.
can you hear us?
I can hear you clearly, Devika.
Okay,
Now,
so Chandra wants to go.
for them to
after
hear,
all
this
the
has to be
people
on.
there.
If this is switched off, they can't hear.
guys, I'm in trip
Unless this
now.
is, they can't hear.
Okay, so we'll try and see how it goes.
Or if echo is too much of a problem, we have to go there and talk next to the computer. Double echo. Double echo. That's what we have done.
Suresh, why don't you get one
Can you
person
mute
to
the
go and
audio
try it
also
out
there?
there?
It means audio for the Zoom also is muted. I think it's complete mute. That's what's happening. Hello? Can you hear?
Yeah.
Yes, Suresh, very
You
clear.
can hear?
Very
Yes.
clear.
They're able to.
better, no? It's too much this echoing. Only one person.
So the person talking into this,
Yeah, but we can't hear them either.
you can't hear them. Then it doesn't work.
That doesn't matter. Only when they start speaking, we keep quiet and we hear them.
It's going to be practical. Let us see.
We have to see, Suresh, it's too early to
Yeah,
decide.
we'll try it for some time.
They've taken a lot of effort, so let's try to before we say this doesn't work or.
Okay, initially, we'll get one of the people from here to talk. You're able to hear me now. So we'll get one of the people here to talk. All of us can hear anyway, no problem. And you can hear. But for you to interact with us, we'll have to do something else. Let us see how it goes. Okay. Now, as far as we must all learn sign language. I think we'll have classes from next week. Yeah. So let's start. 1 minute. Who wants to start?
Is it traditional for you to start? Is it traditional?
I've read the book and forgotten, so no problem. I can start. No problem. How does one review a non-fiction book? You can't review the content. The content is given. It is there. That's what happened. So you can't say that it is a nice story and all that anyway. But in this particular case, you can say it's a nice story. That is the unusual thing about this particular book, the way the author has presented a real life story, almost making it fictionalized. It reads like a mystery story, it reads like a detective story, but it really happened. It is two things. Maybe we have seen such scenes in a lot of mystery books we have read, spy books we have read. But there is something more in this. I am not able to really pinpoint what more, but the author takes you there. He feels you are there when this action is happening. He makes you part of the scene. And the amount of research the author has put in is unbelievable. He seems to have interviewed everybody, the Russians, the Italians, not Italians, the Scandinavian people, the British, everybody. And the amount of photographs and the data he has collected is really fantastic. Somebody told me it took him more than 10 years of research. So this book is special in so many ways. One, it's extremely easy to read. You can't put it down. It reads like a mystery novel. It is not a mystery novel. It's one of those things. And second, you really get a feel of the behind the scenes in the spy business, which is not common. Most of us know a little bit about it only through what we read in the other mystery books, rather than really. None of the agencies are going to come back and tell you what they have done. Author has managed to find out so much in spite of it. So much of what really happens behind the scenes. And it's far more complicated than what any of the mystery writers have come out with. So much more seems to be happening, so much more planning, so much more convoluted ideas, plans. My God, all that is eye-opener. So this book was real fun to read, no doubt about it, fun to read. I enjoyed it, and I think everybody should read it.
Suresh, can I go ahead next?
Go ahead, let's start.
1 minute.
The meeting.
Let few of us complete here, then we'll.
Oh no, that I have 2 minutes.
Want something from there to read? Okay, Suresh.
1 minute, 1 minute.
Yeah, we also.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Okay, maybe she has to go or something.
No, we'll do that.
Should we ask Chandra to speak?
Sure, but.
1 minute, we are going to reconnect. We'll reconnect and you can talk.
Oh, what's that? No, Suresh, it's okay. Otherwise, it's okay.
No problem. We are just reconnecting. You can talk immediately. Now we are not able to see you. That's the only thing. On this main screen, I'm able to see you. You're able to see me, but our main screen is not working. Just give us a minute or so.
No, but Suresh, does that mean we have to go out of Zoom and come back again?
No. It's only our screen is off here. The screen where we watch all of you.
Where is Chandra in there? Not entirely sure that, he says he's traveling. He also doesn't know what's happened.
The problem is in our display, nothing to do with Zoom. We are able to continue our Zoom meeting anyway. Yeah, it's come through.
Now you should switch on.
So I guess Chandra, you're on.
Can I talk? Does it mean that I can talk?
It's like, go ahead.
Can you guys hear me?
I can.
Okay, then I'm going to start. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sitting in Trivandrum and I'm supposed to go to the temple within a short time. That's why. Okay, I read the book and I wanted to talk because I read the book and I really enjoyed the book. After that, it is again, I've gone back to my spy novels. I read Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Then I read Smiley's People. And now I'm really onto that. It's fantastic. He has written very well. The way he has made perhaps a very dreary spy story, the way he has made it so interesting. And as Suresh said, we cannot evaluate it as a literary work, but I would evaluate it as a readable real life spy story. And the author has really he has really achieved what he wanted to achieve. I didn't put the book down. I couldn't sleep in the night to know what happened. I came back, read at 3 o'clock in the night. Seriously, it was that good. I really enjoyed. Whoever suggested the book, thanks a lot. It was a fantastic book. Fantastic. Amazing book. That's it. That's it. My bit done. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Chandra. Have a good darshan.
Yes, bye. Bye. Thank you, guys.
Now back to the physical members.
Can you hear me? Oh, it's echoing again. Where? I don't need this. No, I don't. I'll make it up. Stand there. Huh? I can't. Oops, let that be. That's my stick. What am I supposed to do? Stand here? Oh, can you hear me now? Am I clear?
Yes, clear.
You're clear. Where's your thumb, Devika? Unless you raise your thumb, we won't work.
Working.
Okay, well, I think Suresh has given us, as usual, the background, the salient points about the book. So I will just give you my own take on it. Now, The Spy and the Traitor is the true story of Oleg Gordievsky. And he was a Soviet double agent. Those who have read the book will know that. And he was responsible for, I'm quoting from the book, the single largest operational download in MI6 history, unquote. And this is also about his double life and his ultimate defection to Great Britain. Now, it is written by Ben McIntyre, who, according to Google, is an author, historian, reviewer, and columnist for the London Times. This shows from the wealth of information he gives us, his punctilious attention to detail, and also which is a very, very matter-of-fact narration. At least I didn't find his, the excitement through his voice or his writing. It just happens like that. So he's always very matter of fact, as though he were writing for a newspaper column. And even in the most nail-biting parts of the book, he remains even-voiced and matter of fact. And unlike Suresh, I did not feel that I was part of the narration or the action. I felt I was an observer watching it rather than being part of it. Now, is the book dry? Is it interesting, absorbing, gripping, thrilling? Actually, it's all of these in stages. It starts by being rather dry, and the initial pages about the KGB in detail and the backgrounds of MI6 and the KGB personnel sound like a treatise delivered in a monotone, dry but not uninteresting. Then we come to his days in Denmark, his first exposure outside the Soviet Union, and where he actually sees people living a liberal lifestyle, and that his craving for that kind of a lifestyle really grows. And we also have his gradual initiation into espionage, and it's very interesting. So this is all the interesting part. And as the pages turn, it begins to be totally absorbing and fascinating when Gordievsky is posted as deputy resident of the USSR in London. And also there are the world figures like Gorbachev and Margaret Thatcher appear on the scene, making it a little more exciting and up-to-date like. Now, Gordievsky's role in making the meetings of Gorbachev and Margaret Thatcher cordial and pleasant earned him a soft spot, apparently, in the heart of the Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher. Then the next part starts, that is the part, these parts are in my imagination, with the ominous sentence, one of the biggest manhunts in KGB history was underway. Now this becomes really gripping at this point because the CIA and its spies also enter the picture. And one of the spies, Alrin Ames, was the actual person who finally betrayed Gordievsky. And the KGB suddenly requests Gordievsky's presence in Moscow, and the suspense builds up while the KGB keeps him on tenterhooks, the cat and mouse game. One can actually smell the fear on Gordievsky. If we did not know the ending, the episode of his escape would be thrilling to the core, which is what the thrilling part of the book. And even so, it's very difficult to take one's eyes off the pages while all this is being done because the escape is so meticulously planned by MI6 and how beautifully they execute it. Ultimately, the book leaves me with a feeling of great sadness. Now, here is this man who realized his ideal. But what happened? Now, all his life, he keeps saying, I felt alone while he was spying, doing that all the work. He said, I feel alone, I feel alone. And at the end of the book, having realized his dream, he is still alone because his wife and children leave him. And he has no friends from the KGB. And even after the opening up, after the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, they don't like him because they feel that he's betrayed them. So in essence, he is still a very lonely man, living a quiet life. His companions are still books and music more than anything else. And that's the picture I have of him. There's a photo also in the book. You know, a man sitting all by himself, all alone. And as the author himself says, espionage extracts a very heavy price. That's it.
Always. Brains, We'll have something from the Zoom. Lakshmi.
Can I
Since we
go
have to-
next? Lakshmi, I want to go before you, Lakshmi, because I don't have, I didn't get time to write notes. And
Please,
once you
Devika,
finish,
you are
I
ahead of us. Devika, by all means, you're ahead of us in time as well.
Thank you.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so I finished the book actually only this afternoon. See, I agree with what Suresh and Prema have said. My point is only a couple of things I just wanted to us to ponder on. Now, this dharma between him and that CIA guy who betrays him, AMES, I don't know how you pronounce it.
Albert James.
Okay. Now, what is the difference? It comes up in the book. What is the difference between the two? This man is not after money. That man needs the money. Okay. They're both playing a double game. Now, I'm not very sure, you know, this whole concept of does the means justify the end or does the end justify the means? This double thing, you know, I don't know. I kept feeling that I felt there was a, you know, a sense of, I'm not very comfortable. I don't like, you're working for the KGB. Okay, you don't like their system, but you don't betray the secrets of the KGB you're working for. That's not done in my model code. Okay, so that was one. I mean, I'm just saying aside points. The second one was, you know, you don't leave your wife and children behind in Moscow. Okay, you have to escape, but you don't. I mean, I think that is terrible. That was just terrible. So these were the 2 points that hit me very hard. And I somehow feel the sort of information that has been given. Now, in the end, the author says that when he gave it to him, he said it is flawless. I somehow feel he has given a lot of the information. Otherwise, it's impossible to have got to such depth and detail. So these are my 3 points, which I leave with you all. Go ahead, Lakshmi.
Should I, or is someone from the physical meeting talking?
Do you all want somebody from the physical meeting next?
Suresh, is someone from the physical meeting talking?
Yeah, you can now start.
Who, me or someone from the physical meeting?
You can start.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I have the pleasure of reading Prem Suri Kishore's book review. As you know, she joined us recently. She lives in the US and she was the anchor of our famous program Listener's Choice, plus being an excellent teacher in Stella Maris. So here goes Prem's review. The Spy and the Traitor. Espionage is alive and flourishing. CIA spies get $100,000 a year. When we first arrived in the US 32 years ago, my daughter was invited to join the CIA as an agent. She was 19 years old. Here are recent headlines in the US. US citizen charged with spying for China. Swedish government finds man guilty for spying for Russia. NATO expelled 8 spies. Canadian man charged for spying for China. 10 MPs in the UK were spies for Russia not so long ago. Why does anyone spy? And when a spy is recruited, why does treachery become tempting? The novelist in The Spy and the Traitor, highly recommended by the master of spy stories, John le Carré, spins an engrossing, highly detailed narrative of a Russian spy who decides to become a double agent and go over to the other side, England. It is a chilling account of the journey, fraught with peril, spanning a number of years, where the safest way to achieve survival is to betray someone else in your party. Rather let 10 innocent men die than let one spy get away. For 11 years, the spy and traitor worked for MI6 and the KGB. I was drawn into the life and times of KGB Oleg Gordievsky, the double agent. From the first page, it appeared like an easy read, when suddenly I was enmeshed in secret codes, quick glances, the replication of certain actions, even if it was unwrapping a Mars bar and chewing it while walking past a bus station and action done diligently for a year. Then there were the incredible risks to the wife and daughter of Oleg. And why did he turn traitor? Why did he suddenly question the barbaric invasion of Czechoslovakia by his countrymen? Disillusionment? And then there is the counterpart, the infamous Britisher Ames, who would cheerfully send 10 people to their deaths by betraying them in order to buy expensive cars and lead a luxurious life. The background is the prepping for war by Russia, spurred on by the threat of NATO rattling sabers. Was a nuclear war averted because of Oleg? After a spine-tingling escape from Moscow, brackets, Steven Spielberg, are you reading this and working on your film already? I could not wait to turn over the page. Totally gripping and an intimate portrait of a conflicted character. It intrigues me that harsh and vindictive though they are, KGB love to sing melancholy ballads, weep copiously, drink robustly, and listen with passion to Wagner. Grown men weeping over melancholy Russian ballads sing boisterous songs and listen in euphoria to Wagner. That's Prem's wonderful review. I'm adding my 2 bits. I think it was one of the best books this book club has ever read. I haven't been there for, I've only joined about 5 years ago, so I missed some of the real goodies. But from the last 5 years, this is my favorite. I do think it can be seen as a literary genre because of the sheer literary style. The narrative style is excellent. Let me just give you, instead of giving you a review or something like that, because I can't do it. This is too good for me to review. Just see with what economy of words an entire character comes up before your face. We know nothing about Aldrich Ames except he was 43 years old, a gray government bureaucrat with bad teeth, a drink problem, and a very expensive fiancée. Every day he left his small rented apartment, struggled through the commuter traffic to Langley, sat at his desk, brooding and thinking dark thoughts about the future. Ames was in debt to $47,000. See the picture that comes up. Just with an economy of words, you get that. Then you get another example. So just let me find it. 1 second. Here we are. Gordievsky's brutal, bestial boss called Gook. Even the name sounds like an ogre. See the number of adjectives that we use for Aldrich Ames and adverbs and phrases, and the same adjectives and adverbs used for Gook. Fiercely ignorant, brutally ambitious, frequently drunk, he dismissed any form of cultural interest as intellectual pretension and entirely rejected all books, films, plays, art, and music. It reminds me of Shakespeare's very, very famous line, give me men who are fat. Yon Cassius has a lean and hungry look. Such men are dangerous. He listens to no plays. He listens to no music. Very much Shakespearean. And while talking to Shakespeare, let's not forget the touch of humor. This very nasty man, Bettany, who is an English traitor, who is a traitor to the MI5 and MI6, when they were targeting him, the project, the code name was PUCK, P-U-C-K. I repeat, P-U-C-K. An unpopular choice among the Nagers or the British. Although the British codenamed it PUCK, Britishers were against it. Why? And here comes the humor. The Shakespearean connection, because we know Puck from Midsummer Night's Dream, the darling, airy sprite, the Shakespearean connection was deemed highly inappropriate for a traitor. And the word Puck itself was too close to a well-known Anglo-Saxon expletive for comfort. Okay, enough said about that. Then I think it was gripping from the start. I loved the literary style. I think it lifts the style, the language is lifted above most books that I have read in the recent past. It's, you know what's going to happen, but you still have to come right to the end and I love the way Prema said he remains alone, because I felt that's my own interpretation. Betrayal is the ugliest word in the English language, and he will stand alone. Thank you.
Super. Okay, who's next? Rameshan, you're there?
I haven't read. I have read the book 2 or 3 years ago, so I don't remember now, and I'm just
Okay, but
listening to the
anybody else
others.
from the physical group would like to speak? Sundari? Who else is speaking, Lakshmi?
I don't know. I can only see us. I can't see Suresh also on the screen.
I can see Prema, Alagu.
I can see that group, but I can't
Teju,
see
I can
Suresh
see
and Purva.
Sundari. Okay. Purva, your views?
Hi guys, what are you eating?
Yeah. Look at them happily digging. Yeah, but Lakshmi, didn't this thought cross you that, see, you are part of the KGB, yes, definitely it helped in averting the Cold War. It helped so many things, the possibility of a nuclear aggression. But there was something, I was just thinking, what is the difference? The one man took money. This man also, they obviously thought him so valuable that for the rest of his life, they're looking after him.
I guess they have to do that, otherwise nobody's going to defect. Nobody's going to be a traitor. Nobody's going to be a double agent if you don't promise them a good life.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
And I must say that baby nappy one was the ultimate.
Yeah.
And it is really sad, if his wife hadn't left London then.
Hi, Nitya.
Hi, Nitya.
Anyone talking from your side? I don't know. Okay, Nitya is connecting to audio.
Can everybody hear me?
Hi, Hi Padma.
Hi. I'm going to talk. Yeah, I haven't finished the book. I'm halfway through. I guess everybody's already said everything there was to be said about the book. What I liked was, I think so far, whatever books I have read, fiction, it's all from the perspective of the West. This is the first time we've gotten insight into the KGB and how he gets disillusioned. He was completely pro-KGB or pro-Soviet initially, and there was no question of him betraying. But the minute he goes to Copenhagen, and then he sees the freedom, and he really likes to read read books and look at the music and everything. All that kind of changes him, and I think his friendship with Kaplan also influences him in a certain way. So how somebody who was very, I don't know whether I should use the word patriotic, but somebody who did not differ in ideas initially, how slowly he kind of completely switched over. Of course, he does say that a little bit of it was festering perhaps because of his mom, because of his father, because of his brother. All of that a little bit might have been there, and it all kind of came to surface once he went and experienced the West. So that was very nicely put. I'm done.
Anyone else in the physical?
Suresh, can you hear us? Sundari?
Yeah.
physical. Okay, do I start?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, my view is going to be totally different to everybody else's. The first part of the book, I agree with what Prema said, but it looks so much like the reports I was used to reading once upon a time. So that was something which struck me. Another thing, and this I have to say, since it's a physical meeting, thanks to Purva, you start looking at the world slightly differently. And you realize that all the Russians, McIntyre has made them all such awful characters in the book, including Yelena. Maybe Lila is the only one who comes out as not being such a negative person, but the rest of them, whatever is the trait which is not great, that seems to be brought to the forefront and not maybe what they are. After all, you read about, meet Russians, and one of the things that they tell you is they love to party. They really enjoy that. So the love to party thing doesn't come with these people. Maybe they drink hard, but it doesn't mean that they are drunk, asinine people. And this book definitely brought out, of course, it brings out beautifully the fact that, spying or running a spy or doing anything is a long, tedious business. That definitely does come out. I would say the part of the rescue, the Russian roulette part, was definitely the most interesting part of the book. I just read the Guardian review of this, and it says that the spy is Gordievsky, the traitor is Aldrich Ames. Now, isn't that strange? Ames is the one character on the Western side, along with the other guy, Michael, whatever his name is, who are really pictured as terrible guys. You dislike, when you read anything about Aldrich Ames, you dislike him. You definitely dislike the guy. You read the same thing about Michael, you dislike him because he seems to be such a, what do you say, greedy, a piece of, yeah, that's it. What you cannot say. But Gordievsky, who's ideologically repelled by whatever is going on in Russia, he comes out as Mr. What do you say, nice guy, because you're spying for the Brits against your own country. Sorry, I just don't take that. Okay, Gordievsky was incredibly brave. I mean, that's something that has to be said. But there's so many things in the book which, you start wondering, how is it they didn't realize he was going out for lunch so very often when he goes to the and when they return back to Russia, what happens to them? So I just felt that McIntyre made the Russians sound worse than what they perhaps are, and the Brits sounded much better than what they are. That was a feeling I kept getting throughout the book. Yeah, the middle portion was great, the way he's read it, the way he described that extraction was brilliant. I mean, it absolutely was. For a plan that was terrible, it was really, really brilliant, the way they carried it all off. And I like that last bit of, would you say, Florence's part in the whole thing. the nappy really saved them. I mean, he ends off by saying, for a dozen years, Gordievsky had lived a double life, a dedicated professional intelligence officer who was secretly loyal to the other side, playing a part. He was very good at it. So was Aldrich Ames. And if you really look at it, when Gordievsky met Aldrich Ames in the US, he thought he was a very nice person. He thought he was the one person he felt comfortable with, who he could interact with without feeling that this person wanted something out of him. And that was so totally different to the rest of the book. That's what I felt about it.
Let me have this for a minute. And it's exactly here where I would like to add, when this MI agent Cooper thinks about Gordievsky, he says he was honest, which I thought was absolutely the last word to be attributed to Gordievsky. He was anything but honest. So it really actually boils down to this. If Gordievsky does something, it's wonderful because he's going to the right side. And if Aldrich Ames does the very same thing, okay, he did it for money and he did it for ideology, but it's portrayed as something vile. So there's no via media here.
I agree. And also, Prema, that he left that wife and 2 children. I mean, actually, at that point of time, I personally think the Russians could have tortured them, to get him back, because they must have been furious. The sort of information that was given out was so valuable. So look at them. They behaved very well. They didn't torture his wife and children and say, now you come back. So in many ways, I felt that, does the end justify the means? I was pondering as we were reading on that aspect.
But I don't think we're here to judge the character of Gordievsky. We're just judging the book because it's a true story. It's what happened. It's on the political world stage.
I'm just asking, Lakshmi.
Yeah.
I'm just asking as a ponderable question.
Yeah. It's definitely a question that I think will remain unanswered. It's very hard to answer that. Depends on who's answering, I guess. There's one interesting fact. I wonder if anybody remembers, I'm sure you do actually. We've all heard of Margaret Thatcher as the Iron Lady. The title was coined by a Soviet military newspaper.
Oh.
It's there in the book. It's the first time. And then Margaret Thatcher liked it herself so much.
Yeah. No, definitely helped in sense that particular meeting that took place between Gorbachev and Thatcher went well. All those died. But I don't know. I was just walking along with him and I was thinking, giving it all away.
You're saying that because you like the book. The very fact that you said I was walking along with him.
Yeah, the book is excellent.
No, I know. You said, yeah.
Yeah. No, I really think, as you said, it's I'm so happy that we did this book. And frankly speaking, when I voted for it, I said, what is this? What is this? And I'm honestly grateful to the book club. I would never have been able to find this book or read it without the book club.
And I agree with Latika that, yes, the Russians are kind of made almost a caricature. Latika, I don't know if you can, are you there? Can you hear me?
Nitya says can.
We're all very busy eating.
Busy eating. Okay. So we will take a call on this hybrid. We'll try out a couple of times. Is there anybody else who wants to share from the physical? We seem to have more of Zoom sharing than physical.
Maybe next time more of us will come. I'm sure more of us will make that, will be present.
Yeah.
Devika, I haven't read it. I haven't read it, so I will read it.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely one of the books that the book club has given us, which is like very, very readable, Alago.
You're welcome to borrow my copy, Alago.
Lakshmi, all we can do is watch them eating.
Rameshan, are you there with your video off?
Yeah, I'm here.
It's lovely
It's
seeing
5:30
you
or
all.
that's probably 6:50.
Devika, Lakshmi,
Yeah.
all of you. Okay.
Rameshan, if you
nice.
haven't read it, I really enjoyed it. Anyone can borrow my copy.
I read it too long ago to remember. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Oh, what is next month's book? Oh,
Lakshmi,
so you
next
put
month
it
we
on
both shall
the.
be that side.
But I'm going to.
Yes.
We'll cross over, Lakshmi. We'll cross over.
I will eat.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Shall we call it a day then?
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
So just 1 second, hang on.
Everyone eat extra for us.
Don't worry, we're totally doing that. Next meeting. Okay, we're done. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.